pleasure. I always say that. My pleasure having you on the other side of the radio as we have conversations for the development of our society. Yeah, welcome. This is Hard Facts. You're listening to 92.3 Nigerian. We're live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube, and we're active on X. It's a wonderful thing having you. Before I introduce my guest, I would like to introduce what I would like us to talk about. Now, if you go on X, formerly Twitter, Rivers State is trending. Fubara is also trending. I do think Yesom Wike actually on my own trending list is number one, and it has to do, if you investigate, it has to do somehow, of course, one with the PDP governors coming out to say, that the governor has got the structure in the state, and also it has to do with the local government elections. Now, some people on social media are saying that the governor's got favorite candidates for the local government election and that they would use a particular party as vehicle, not the PDP now, a particular party as vehicle to run for that election. On Facebook, some people are already congratulating certain individuals, saying, congratulations, you're now the local government chairman, things like that. We also saw some candidates for the local government election during the 6 o'clock news bulletin mentioned the fact that the governor should allow for a level playing field for all candidates. I'm talking about the Labour Party councillorship candidate for Onelga Ward 12, Robinson Thangard. He called on the governor to leave a lasting legacy by ensuring an election based on merit and not predetermined candidates. Joining me to have the conversation is the spokesperson for the Labour Party in Rivers State, Gogo Wellington. Now, before I introduce Gogo Wellington to you properly, remember last week we also had a similar conversation because another Labour Party member, stakeholder, I just forgot his position now. I think Prince Favour had said that the governor was trying to impose candidates. These allegations arrive, they're everywhere on social media. And so I want to ask the question if, the Labour Party and maybe other stakeholders have got some level of confidence in the exercise, which may likely hold in 17 days' time. Once again, it's good to have you, Gogo Wellington, on Hard Facts. Good afternoon to you. Welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon, Canada. Thank you for having me.
First question. What's happening in the Labour Party? I mean, Labour Party is all over the news. Julius Abure, Senator Nenadi, Peter Obi, Governor Oti. I mean, INEC also has become a part of the Labour Party story. What is happening? Can you give us the gist, please?
Okay, basically, the Labour Party is just, following the natural course of events as expected. I recall speaking to you after the supposed convention held by Aburi in Nnewi, and I told you that that exercise was a nullity, as it was not done with the approval or what I call it, agreement between all parties that are supposed to come together for a convention, an all-inclusive convention to hold. So whatever it is that's playing out right now is an offshoot of that ill-organized process, because even the INEC itself came up after that process to say they were not a part of the process, because the necessary invitation was not done to INEC for INEC to supervise the process. Right now, the tenure of the National Working Committee, led by Dr. Saburi, has elapsed, and that elapsed since June. And the INEC has come out to say there's a vacuum in leadership in the Labour Party, and the natural course of things was for the stakeholders of the party to come together to bring up a caretaker committee, which is what has been done. A caretaker leadership led by former Minister Nenadi Usman. So I believe it's the necessary thing that has been done by the leadership of the Labour Party. And we see our leader, Peter Obi, and the governor of Abia State on one side on the issue. So I believe there's no cause for alarm.
So does the party constitution allow for caretaker leadership? Or, I'm wondering.
As it stands right now, there's a vacuum. The vacuum now leaves the only member of the National Executive Council, who is Alex Oti, Dr. Alex Oti, in place, and he called for that expanded stakeholders meeting, which could also pass for a National Executive Council meeting, which selected and has sworn in Minali Usman as the National Executive Chairman of the party. So okay. I believe we're in order.
Does this in any way affect the leadership here in the state? Are you still the spokesperson? I think I should ask that, because if Aburi's time has expired, it's likely to think that the executive in River State would also expire in terms of their term in office.
Definitely, that's what it would, or it naturally should mean. But as this pronouncements have not been made with regard to state, right? So once pronouncements are made with regard to states, the new structure will automatically take over. For now, what we have is states still holding, because the National Caretaker Committee has not announced the dissolution and replacement of state structures.
How does this affect Labour Party as the River State local government elections draw nigh?
It doesn't in any way amount to a nullity as per the actions that the party has taken, because as at the time when all these selection and nominations were done, there was some level of legality to the structure of the party in the state. So the candidates selected, primaries done, and everything that has been done so far in the process leading to the LGA election is still valid, pending when the National Caretaker Committee announces or makes any proclamation otherwise.
Okay. All right, talking about the local government elections, some members of your party have been very vocal, and they are saying that it may not be a level playing field. What do you make of the allegations that there are certain people that have been selected or singled out as the favorites, the chosen? I hope I'm not using that word the wrong way, but they have been chosen as the favorites, and what do you make of it? Does this? Remember the last time we had a conversation, I asked you, do you have confidence in the process? Do you have confidence in RESEC? And look at the rumors flying left, right, center. What are your thoughts?
Okay, primarily it is not absurd or out of place for persons involved in political processes to throw tantrums or to show concern here and there when it has to do with the process they're involved in. But I personally I think rather that it's a bit premature to start drawing conclusions or making certain assertions when it comes to the processes leading to the election or the elections itself, because so far so good, the RESEC has held up with the promises they have made. So the RESEC needs to give us ample or good reason for us to be able to put our head to our feet down to say, oh, we're against this or we're against that. But for now, the RESEC has not given us any reason. So we're still saying that, and we are waiting to see that the election itself will be conducted in a way and manner that shows fairness and that a level playing ground is given to all parties involved. For those showing concerns over selection of our nominations being done by other political parties, it is natural for other political parties to do their selections and do their nominations. We're all involved in this process, so therefore no one should antagonize the other until we have a good reason to do so.
Now, what if the rumors are true? Because I for one, I've seen a certain APP flyer it's like a campaign flyer, and the individual who's running for councillorship position, I've seen him, associate with some of the people in government. Usually is with the likes of Victor Okojumbo, Honorable Victor Okojumbo, is with the likes of Ichemati Ezebunwa. So the question then is, could the rumors be true? And if they are true, what would be the reaction of Labour Party in the state?
It is common knowledge that the PDP is having some in-house issues from national, which trickle down to the states. So, with that being said, they are making do of all other options available to them in order for them to be able to fill their candidates at state level. With the way we have things arranged in the policy right now, nothing surprises us anymore, because we've seen Nyesom Wiki in the PDP campaigning and working for a candidate in the APC during the 2023 general election, and he's still doing so. This is 2024. And we've seen a PDP senator stand in front of a crowd to malign his party in favor of the APC president. So we nothing surprises us anymore. So therefore, whatever it is that they need to do to fill their candidate, as long as it's in line with the Electoral Act and the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, we do not have any reservations with that. But what we would have a problem with would be a situation where the RISEC would now try to show some bias or show some favoritism for a particular group as against the others.
All right. Some members of your party, I mean, specifically, you had a conversation with the stakeholder from the Labour Party, saying that he is open and he thinks it's the good idea or the best idea that the governor should select the candidates, the favorite candidates or the chosen from each of the political parties, because the political parties have supported the governor in the political battle in the state. So, he gets from Boot Party, he gets from Labour Party, he gets from PDP, he gets from APC, all of that, because they've all supported. Do you think that's a good idea?
The governor is a politician, and he's a component, an equal component in this process, as we all are, because whatever candidate that his party or his group or his political interest group is fielding will also partake in the same process as we all are supposed to partake. So I don't think anybody selecting anybody to picking candidates randomly and all or whatnot is a factor in this process. We're all contesting political office or contesting for councillorship
I would have to pause you.
Chairmanship positions.
I would have to pause a commercial break.
Stay with us. Nigeria Info. We'll be
4 p.m. You're still listening to Hard Facts and 92.3 Nigeria Info. Good afternoon to you. Welcome back. I am Kaladako Rubatibu and I'm speaking with Gogo Wellington, Labour Party, River State spokesperson. All right, we've been talking about favoritism as it relates to the candidates, or should I say the choosing for the local government election. You're welcome once again. I was just talking with my guest as to whether he's concerned about, all of the words flying that there are certain people who are already deemed as local government chairman. You would remember a certain time, Honorable Tony Okocha had said that during his time as chief of staff that they sat in Government House and wrote the results. I also mentioned yesterday that for many years, not just in River State, local governments have been appendages, extension of the state government. Are the rumors true, or are the rumors just things to scare people and ensure that there is voter apathy? So I'm speaking with Gogo Wellington, who is, should I say, a stakeholder as it relates to the local government election, because he's the spokesperson for Labour Party and is very much participatory in the election. October the 5th, remember, that's when the election will hold, and we're looking forward to it because that is the grassroots government. Welcome back, Mr. Wellington. It's good to have you.
Thank you very much, Kalada.
All right, so my next question will be, let's see. Do you think, looking at the various happenings, do you think that the election will be free, fair, and credible? I mean, from your judgment, your political judgment, yet again, going by your experience in 2023, do you think the election will be free, fair, credible? Do you have any fears? Do you have any worries?
Of course, primarily we have concerns. Primarily, because naturally, if you put the umpire of an election in which the governor of a state would have interest in under his control and give him the power to appoint such, as it is also with the reservations we have with the process leading to the appointment of the INEC chairman and all. It is natural for there to be concern, but the RISEC, the retired justice in charge of RISEC, has so far given us a good reason to believe that he is going to be different from what we have experienced before now.
What kind of reasons? I'm sorry, I'm cutting you short. I'm just very much interested in what you've said, and I think this is the second time I'm getting to hear you say that. What reasons have you seen or heard from the governor that is making you believe that it wouldn't be business as usual?
Not from the governor himself. From
okay,
the RISEC,
from the RISEC. Okay. My apologies.
Yeah,
my apologies.
The governor is a politician, just like we are. We have interest in the election. We want our candidates to say true. So the governor cannot give us a reassurance. But the retired justice has so far given us reason to believe that whatever it is that it's going to do now should be different from what has been obtainable before, because right from the beginning of the process, he has carried all the parties along, especially through the vehicle of APAC and then through direct engagement with the political parties. So much as when there are issues and processes with screening, he would reach out through his commissioners or the secretariat to at least ensure that the political parties are not having challenges. They've done everything to ensure that at least there is no apathy in terms of participation in the process from political parties. So we are working in good faith based on the approach that he has started with. But that doesn't in any way mean that things cannot change midway. That's why we keep saying for now we are okay with what the research has put in place or put on ground, because we are still pushing for the waiver of certain requirements that would form as a hurdle that would become a hurdle for some candidates, or that is currently a hurdle for some candidates. So they have also decided to look into some of those issues too. So So far, so good. But if things change down the line, we would also be the first to speak up, because we know what has been in place before now when it comes to local government elections.
Okay. Yesterday we were trying our best to have a conversation on the show, and myself and the listeners were talking about the coldness that we feel as it relates to the local government elections. We're not seeing the candidates go out. We're seeing the candidates jumping. Oh, vote for me. I work and even though I have not seen think on the campaign for our word. I don't think not focusing on